The basis of their expertise, fairness, and integrity. Please treat them with the respect they deserve. Thank you for your cooperation and support. The Eagles are coached by Darren Carr.
Hello and welcome to another broadcast here tonight. I'm Knight Jarecki.
I'm Kyle Goyen.
And we got a great one today. Milk Bowl matchup between the Bakersfield Christian Eagles and the Central Valley Christian Cavaliers. What looking forward to? Second game of the season. Kyle, what are you looking forward to?
I'm looking to see how the BCHS Eagles play after their Week 1 win against Garces, 22-0. And I'm also excited to see a hard-fought rivalry game. You know, rivalry games are always the best. It's hard to say rivalry, but they certainly make for some good games.
Yeah, the last 2 years, CVC has won those games. Both been close games last year, coming 28-20. What are you looking for to improve this week that we saw last week against Garces, now here against CVC?
You know, offensively, the Eagles are definitely going to need to improve. It wasn't until the second half did they really start to get things going, mainly the fourth quarter when Jess Wandenberger came into the game at running back, but they're really going to need to start upping up their offense. You know, the pass game wasn't great, only 15 of 26, a couple drops here and there, a couple interceptions, but overall the defense was stellar from the Eagles, so a lot to look forward to there.
Yeah, holding Garces to only 13 yards the entire game, holding them to
only 2 first downs.
Yeah, only 2 first downs, -1 yard or -2 yards passing. Great defensive showing all around. Who are you looking for on that defensive line or defensive side?
Well, on the defensive line for the Eagles, you got to look at the Division One commit Ben Urosic leading that defensive line. He was all over the place, getting in there, had a couple sacks, couple tackle for losses. Then just that entire defensive line with Carter Lynch, Dylan Parcher, and David Seal, they were creating havoc all night. Linebackers were doing solid, and the DBs didn't have a lot of chances because the Garces didn't pass that much. But when they did, they had 3 interceptions on only 7 attempts.
Yeah, Ronnie Simmerl having that great impact on the cornerback side. David Stevenson, also another transfer with an interception. Both guys looking forward to this game, hoping to get some more interceptions. Already off to 3 this year. Back when the Eagles went in 2016 to go to the state championship game, they had 25. That's their goal. 25 interceptions this year. A lot to look forward to. Donovan Foster, the linebacker, he should have a huge impact today. Who are you looking forward to on the offensive side, though?
On the offensive side, a lot of the same guys, you know, like we're going to say, Ben Urosic, he's always a big one. And then last week, the running back game of David Stevenson and then Jess Wandenberger really killed it. Both of them rushing for over 100 yards, so you got to watch out for them. And I'm also excited to see what Dominic Gamboni, he didn't have the greatest game, but I'm excited to see what he does here tonight, what adjustments he's made, and see how, what this Eagles offense looks like.
Yeah, only $123 for Gamboni last week, looking to improve on that, but a lot of that was caused by a lot of dropped passes by the wide receivers, first game jitters potentially, so hopefully they're looking to improve from that. So now we're going to turn it to the field, and we'll get ready for the national anthem coming up. This is your pregame show for CVC versus BCHS.
Greetings to the members of the Central Valley Christian and Bakersfield community. Welcome to Cavalier Stadium for this traditional Milk Bowl game. I am honored to have the opportunity to pray with you this evening. Please join me in prayer. Gracious and loving God, we thank you for the gift of this day and the privilege of participating in this event tonight. We thank you for the opportunity to attend schools where we can pray together and learn more about you. Thank you for the gifts and talents you have given to these athletes, and please protect their health and bodies as they compete tonight. Help the Eagles and Cavaliers to play with their best effort, with fairness in their hearts, and with grace to accept success or defeat. We pray that our bonds of Christian community will strengthen as we fellowship together. May everything that we do on the field, on the sidelines, and in the stands bring you glory. In Jesus' name we pray, amen.
And we are back after the national anthem and prayer. Fantastic prayer here tonight in Visalia. Should be a good one. Eagles are 1-0 after that huge Mission Bowl victory against Garces Rams. And now CVC, they're 0-1 coming off that loss to St. Joe's.
Yeah, Garces wasn't we thought we would see a little bit more out of Garces. They didn't really show much on offense. BCHS just did a good job of shutting them down. But for CVC, they had to play a tougher opponent in St. Joe's. And actually, Garces and St. Joe's plays each other tonight, so that should be interesting to see who comes out on top in that matchup. But St. Joe's a little tougher, and BCHS will have to face them later on. But we've kind of saw what they have in store. Now it's just time to see what adjustments both sides make.
Yeah, for sure. St. Joe's, we play them later on this year. Should be an interesting matchup. I mean, CVC got blown out 35-7. Definitely not the start they're looking forward to, but they're without their star running back, Jalen Renning. A huge loss for them, and we'll see if that makes an impact tonight.
Yeah, injuries are always killer to a team, especially when it's such a dynamic playmaker like Renning was last year. Last year kind of was running all over the place against this Eagles defense, the reason why the Cavaliers came away with that victory. And especially with a school that isn't that big like CVC, you need all the players you can have out there on that field.
Eagles, number 9,
And we're about to get going. Eagles are going to kick off first. They're wearing white with the black helmets and black pants. CVC in their navy blue shirts and pants, going from our right side of the screen to the left side. And we're off. Kickoff is fielded around the 10, and he gets brought down around the 20-yard line. And that'll be where the Central Valley Christian Cavaliers start.
It'll be 1st and 10 for the Cavaliers.
Great return.
Great kick return, our defense there by the Eagles.
21-yard line.
They're going to mark it around the 21-yard line. And here we go for this Milk Bowl matchup. About to get going. Tice Griswold, the quarterback for the Cavaliers, takes the snap and fakes the handoff. He gets the keeper, and he gets brought down around the 30-yard line. That is Sean Warren with the tackle.
Yeah, Eagles kind of bid on that first initial fake handoff, allowing CVC to get a couple more yards there and a good gain on 1st down.
Yeah, definitely a different approach from last week. Garces, they weren't getting anything on the ground. Already an 8-yard pickup for the Cavaliers.
Yeah, Eagles did a great job against the run, but granted, Garces didn't really try to do anything to trick them. They just tried running it up the gut like that.
And wow, what a hit by linebacker Donovan Foster, and we mentioned him in the pregame. Already with a big tackle on 2nd down. It's going to bring up a 3rd and short.
Exactly, we're once again seeing teams like CVC and Garces having trouble just trying to run it up the gut against the Eagles, able to be there, fill the gaps, and then make the tackle.
Yeah, it's a loss on the play, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 3. Cavaliers in their first possession. Griswold takes the snap. He throws, and that is incomplete. Attended on the play for number 6, Ethan Hansen. And it's going to bring up 4th down.
Yeah, that's one CVC would like to have back. Receiver was open there, just unable to connect, and now they're going to have to punt. A nice 3-and-out there by the Eagles defense.
Yeah, after the huge 1st down run, already 2 straight key defensive plays as we're here on 4th down. Punt is low and bounces around the 47-yard line. CVC is going to touch it at the 48, and that will be where Dominic Gamboni and the Bakersfield Christian Eagles offense will come and start this possession.
Last week against Garces, the Eagles had great field position for most of the game. They really controlled the clock as well. See if they can do that here again tonight. And once again, they're already starting with fairly decent field position, starting off at the 40. So very manageable to go down the field here and get the first score of the game.
Yeah, Eagles had a lot of great field position last week against Garces. This week already starting off strong. They're going to spread them out 2 wide to the left with Jarecki on the right side, and that's a handoff to David Stevenson. He gets about 2 on that play.
It's going to bring up 2nd and long.
Last week, Stevenson had a big game against Garces. He came out in that fourth quarter, looked like he was limping. We didn't really know how much he was going to play this week, but right off the bat, they're handing it to him, and he gets a fairly decent gain.
Yeah, and even when Stevenson was off the field, Jess Wadenbarger had a key impact off the bench.
That's going to be huge, because last year, BCHS didn't have a lot of depth. Like, once one person went down, they were really struggling to find someone to keep up the same intensity, even something a little better. But right off the bat,
2 straight runs to Stevenson, and he gets close to the marker. They're going to mark him just a little short there. It's going to bring up 301.
Yeah, we're going to see a lot more running, I feel like, this year from the Eagles than we have in previous years. You know, the past couple of years, they've been more pass-heavy. This year, and like last game, didn't get a lot going in the air, a couple drops, a couple overthrows. So they're just going to stay on the ground. They got a good offensive line to create some gaps, a couple good running backs. So it makes sense.
3rd and 1 from the CVC 48. Gamboni takes a snap, handoff to Stevenson. He's going to bounce it outside. He's got the first down and more. He keeps on running. He's got a chance and gets tripped up inside the 20-yard line.
28 on the carry, David Stevenson.
It's completely gashed the Cavalier defenders there for a big gain on 3rd down.
But there's a holding penalty that's going to bring this one back. And just after another long play, a penalty brings this one back.
I'm having deja vu here tonight. You know, last week, so many penalties that negated some big plays for the Eagles, and already another one here. But with the way the Eagles have already ran the ball in these first 3 plays, it shouldn't be that hard for them to pick up that lost yardage.
Yeah, they aren't going to move the markers, it looks like, but it's going to be close. Still have that 3rd down marker there.
Is it me, or does the ball look like it's directly placed right on the first down line? And they are going to bring out the chains, so I think I was right about that one.
Yeah, it looks
seemed to have been off there.
I know, I was questioning it myself. And let's see if the Eagles will get the first down here despite the holding penalty.
Yeah, CVC. This could be crucial, or tough for CVC if they're able to get a holding penalty to bring back that run, and it's still a first down anyways.
Yeah, huge holding penalty brings the ball back all the way to the 47-yard line, but it still gives the Eagles a first down.
That's how good of a run it was from Stevenson right there. Got so many yards. Didn't matter that there was holding. Still going to get the first down anyways.
But either way, love to see that burst of speed from Stevenson to the outside. First and 10 from the CVC 47. Gamboni takes a snap, fakes the handoff, throws to Jurasic, who went on the sweep, plows a defender, and he keeps on plowing his way. He has 4 CVC defenders around him, and he's close to the marker.
Last week we actually didn't see the Eagles go a lot to Jurasic. They tried to start off with him, had 2 passes early in the game, had 14 yards on both of those catches. It makes sense for them to just kind of keep it short and throw to Jurasic, who you know is going to catch it and able to get a couple extra yards, because it's just going to be hard for opposing teams to take him down.
Yeah, and they want to get the ball more involved in Jurasic's hand. Like you said, 2 catches last week, both in the first half, practically eliminated in the second half as they hand one to Wadenbarger. Wadenbarger gets the first down up close to the 35-yard line.
Yeah, last week Wadenbarger came in, was getting 10 yards plus on almost every carry he had. They're not as many yards, but enough to get the first down.
First down on the play.
Gain of about 2 on that one. Resets the downs. Eagles in this run-heavy offense, rarely that we saw this last year.
Yeah, we didn't see a lot of it. We actually saw, as the season progressed, we saw more and more of it, because after that St. Joseph's game, Dante Harris ran for over 300 yards, and so they're going to air it out, got a man open,
and overshoots the wide receiver. Gutierrez was the intended receiver, just overthrew him, and it's he miss? He was wide open.
Yeah, it should have been a sure thing touchdown. But instead, it's going to be second and 10. And that we saw that a couple times last week. There was one where Gamboni tried to air it out. He just completely overthrew it, threw it right into the hands of a Rams defender. This, luckily for the Eagles, no Cavalier in sight.
2nd and 10 from the 35. Gamboni takes a snap, hands it off to Stevenson. Stevenson up the middle, and he gets about 3. But there's a fumble on the play. CVC has it, and they get brought down immediately.
Seems to be a trend here for the Eagles. They get a couple of yards, and then they just turn the ball over. We saw that they had 5 turnovers last week, but luckily they were able to force 5 turnovers, so they were able to stay in it. But if they're going to continue to turn the ball over like they did last week, against some of these tougher opponents like CVC, and then as we progress through this tough non-league schedule against teams like St. Joseph's and Faith Lutheran, they're really going to have some trouble here.
Yeah, Stevenson fumbled the ball a couple times last week. Already another fumble here. He'll look to hold on to the ball tighter. Trace Giswald, the quarterback for the Cavaliers. Takes a snap, fakes the handoff, looks to throw, rolls out left side, then stops, trying to get away, gets away, still keeps the play alive, pump fakes, runs, now he has positive yards, and he gets close to the marker. Wow, what a play by Trace Griswold.
Should have been a for sure thing sack, just able to evade 3 Eagles defensive linemen.
And wow, that's a Cavaliers first down. He was about 10, 15 yards backed up. Eagles were right there about to sack him and just finds a way to get away.
Yeah, it should have been a killer right off the bat on first down. You already would have been backed up all the way to around the 30-yard line. But instead, they have a new set of downs already.
Fagundes with the carry.
Number 7 on the stop, Donovan Foster.
And another tackle by Donovan Foster.
Already heard his name a couple times so far. As there's going to be
Bakersfield, their first timeout.
Bakersfield Christian's going to call a timeout here with 6:10 left. Score tied at 0-0.
Yeah, tied 0-0. Only 2 possessions so far. Kyle, how are your feelings about this game?
I feel like I'm kind of seeing a repeat of last week already. There was a big play that got called back due to a penalty, and then there was a turnover. Saw a lot of that last week there from the Eagles. They're really going to need to clean it up, but luckily for them, they are more of a second-half team. But like I said, against better teams, you got to be good for both halves, all 4 quarters. And they're just going to continue to turn the ball over. It's going to be very, very hard to win.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a long season with all these turnovers. Definitely not a way they want to start on offense, but other than that turnover, they were rolling.
Yeah, they know how to move the ball. It's just they don't know how to. Right now, they've had trouble just getting it into the end zone. They've been creating gaps, running backs finding those holes, get positive yardage. Then they've kind of kept it short in the pass game, able to get some yards there.
2nd and 4 from the Eagle 44. Griswold calls in motion, takes a snap, hands it off to Fagundes, and he gets brought down near the line of scrimmage. It's going to bring up 3rd and median.
Yeah, and we're seeing that good rush defense there from the Eagles. Not allowing CVC to really do anything so far. CVC's really only had that big long run, that broken play there by Griswold. That should have been a sack. But for the most part, the Eagles defense showing what they showed last week of them being a pretty solid defense.
Yeah, already picking up where they left off. Eagles showing pressure. Takes a snap, handoff, and guess who's there? Donovan Foster.
A bunch of Eagles all over that. Like I said, you got to look at that rush defense. It's absolutely locking down Central Valley Christian so far.
4th and 3 coming up, and the Cavaliers are going to punt it.
right here in this 40 to 40 yard line range. You know, you could try and go for it here because you can't kick a field goal. It's kind of hard for some punts. You might kick it into the end zone, get a touchback. So there's a lot of strategy involved here, but instead they're going to punt it.
Gutierrez picks it up, sheds a tackle, trying to break it outside, and he does. He gets the edge, and he runs out around the 30-yard line. No, they're going to mark him all the way back at the 25 where he ran out.
Gutierrez had a long run last week against Garces, but he got called back due to a penalty. Luckily this time, it wasn't as great of a run, still. This time it didn't get called back for a penalty. I was kind of betting on there would be a flag called from what we've seen the past 2 weeks.
Yeah, a lot of flags last week. This is a game filled with flags and turnovers. Very slow.
Very sloppy.
Very sloppy, and that's exactly what you anticipate in the first game of the season.
Yep, but now in your second game, you started to kind of tune those things up, make those adjustments, and so far, haven't seen a lot of those so far from the Eagles.
As Jess Wanberger turns it upfield after going outside a little bit, gets about 5 on that carry, and he gets up to the 30, brings up 2nd and 5.
Once again, the offensive line just doing a great job of creating holes, and then Wanberger able to see it, get some positive yardage. And once again, the rushing game, they're just sticking with it. It's been working so far.
Second and 5 from the Eagles 30. Gamboni takes a snap. They're going to throw a screen over. And now here he goes, the other side. As he gets brought down up close to the 47. And what a great play.
Yeah, great play. Looked like he just caught it and instantly just ran to the other side of the field. It was a good decision. Had blockers over there. That was Bo Gamboni on the catch and run.
Yeah, brother-to-brother action right there.
Saw them go to that one time last year as there's a player down for the Cavaliers. It appears to be number 5, Zeke Haston, the defensive lineman.
And we had an injury delay last week against Garces. Lasted 35 minutes. Pretty crazy scenario.
Yeah, hopefully this one doesn't last as long. That one, it was kind of an interesting, well, not really interesting, kind of unfortunate circumstance because there was 2 players down, so they had to get 2 ambulances to carry them off, and then another ambulance to be there in case another injury happened. So it took a while. Hopefully this one's not the case.
0-0 with 3:41 to go here in the first quarter in this Milk Bowl matchup here on the campus of Central Valley Christian in Visalia, California.
Tonight, when we were coming up here, you learned an interesting fact about the founding of Visalia, didn't you now?
Yeah, Visalia is named after Nate Visale, who is from Visalia, Kentucky. So that's your trivia for today.
Good job, Knight.
As they're going to get Zeke Haston.
Sorry, I kind of put you on the spot there to remember that. No, we were going over it in the car, got our facts.
Backside safety.
0-0, 3:41 to go here in the first quarter. Eagles on their second possession after the fumble on the first.
You we'll probably see the Eagles get some positive yardage and then turn it over as
Gamboni takes a shot, looking for Tyler Carr, falls incomplete.
Looked like there might be some contact, but good defense there. Good coverage by the Cavaliers to bring up a 2nd down and 10. That's the second time we've seen CVC, actually the third time, the Eagles have tried to air it out. Not a lot of success so far.
2nd down and 10.
Yeah, trying to go there for the junior Tyler Carr, son of David Carr, the former #1 overall pick, and nephew of current Raiders quarterback Derek Carr. Also, shout out to Derek Carr for being a loyal viewer of our channel.
Appreciate it.
Second and 10 for the Eagles. Gamboni takes the snap, handoff to Wanbarger up the middle, and he has a big hole, and he gets dragged down just past the 35-yard line into CVC territory.
We saw a lot of that last week there with Wanbarger, and picking up right where he left off with a big gain. It's plenty of room to run, and he hit the hole hard.
Picks up an Eagles first down and a big pickup without a penalty.
Don't see a lot of, we haven't seen a lot of those this season so far for the Eagles. It is still fairly young in this Eagles 2019 season.
New set of downs for the Eagles. They're going to spread it wide. Gamboni takes the snap, fakes the handoff. He looks left. He's going to go. Has a pass for Gutierrez. Cut! Touchdown, Eagles!
The first receiving touchdown of the season for the Eagles to get them on the board here with 2:54 left here in this first quarter. And that's what we're accustomed to seeing from this Eagle offense. Just airing it out, going long, and making the big play.
Yeah, what a throw from Gamboni, and it's finally clicking here.
Yeah, they had a similar play on the last possession, unable to convert, but this time they figured it out. Were able to get the score.
Julius Salinas on for the extra point. Snap is good. Kick is up. It's good. Great throw and catch from Dominic Gamboni to Chris Gutierrez puts the Eagles on the board. They're up 7-0 here in this Milk Bowl matchup with 2:54 to go in the first quarter.
It's the first score for the Eagles in the first half this season. Only took them into their second game, but they finally got it going. Yeah. So far, the offense has been looking good. They just had the one turnover, but for the most part, they've just been moving the ball right down the field with ease.
Yeah, 2 possessions, total command other than that one fumble, but other than that, offense looks pretty good. Defense, staying with it like last weekend versus Garces.
Yeah, if they can limit the turnover and the penalties, Eagles are going to be dangerous because, like what we've seen, they're just going right down the field, having whatever they want, and then on defense, both teams they played so far really haven't been able to do anything.
Julius Salinas and special teams come on to the field. Salinas in his first year kicking. He's a senior. And, you know, every year they just grab a player from the soccer team and just say, hey, go.
Well, so far it's worked out for them. They haven't really need to find themselves an established kicker, really.
That's kind of what you have to do when you go to a small Christian private school in the Central Valley.
Yeah, and there's kicking a football and a soccer ball is a little bit different, but it's fairly the same principle.
As Salinas kicks one short, gets fielded around the 15, and a huge return all the way up just past the 35.
You know, that low liner of a kick, always hard for the special teams coverage to get down there in time.
Yeah, Mason Haworth with the return, the junior for CVC.
The first and 10 now for the Cavaliers, ball marked at the 33-yard line.
They're going to spot the ball at the 33-yard line, and Griswold will try to come up and get something going for the CVC offense. They're going to motion, and they hand it off, and that handoff is good for about a yard or two. Ethan Hansen with the carry.
First time Cavaliers try to go in motion here, try and switch something up, because so far they've been kind of keeping it simple and it hasn't really been working out for them. This time works out for about a 3 to 4 yard gain there.
A lot of running so far for the CVC Cavaliers. Takes the snap, handoff up the middle, and he's got a yard, first down and more.
Yeah, they finally were able to get a big play there on the ground. For the most part, the Eagles had been doing a good job of containing that.
And David Fagundes with the carry gets a CVC first down all the way up to the 50.
Yeah, we're going to see CVC for primarily most of the game just run the ball. You know, they got a big offensive line headed by guard number 77, Dirk Nelson, so they're really going to try and run behind him. Not going to see them pass a lot. They only tried to air it out 15 times last week against St. Joseph's.
And a QB draw as Griswold gets taken down close to the marker, gets about a yard or two on that carry.
Pick up of 2 on the play.
Ben Urosek in there with the tackle.
Number 10 on the stop.
Yeah, a lot of tackles last week for Urosek. A lot more to come this season for the Stanford-bound tight end and defensive end.
And punter.
And punter.
Ball's on the 48 now.
Can't forget about his special team side.
No, that's probably going to be the one that you forget about the most, I'm going to say. But still very important to have a good punter.
Fagundes with the carry. Gets about 5 on that one. And it's close to the 44-yard line. It's going to bring up a 3rd and short.
Cavaliers having a little more success on this drive.
Number 72 on
have a chance to convert for another first down.
7-0 Eagles lead with 35 seconds to go here in the first quarter.
The Cavaliers are able to convert here. They will have more first downs than Garces did last week against the Eagles in only the first quarter.
Griswold takes a snap, throws it over, and that's a first down for Ethan Hansen.
Yeah, they kept it pretty simple, and there was just no one around there in the Eagles secondary.
A quick little wide receiver screen picks up the first down.
And you know, with 3rd and short, you don't really need to really try and take a shot. Just keep it simple and get the yards you need, as it will end this first quarter with the Eagles up 7-0.
Eagles 7, Cavaliers 0.
Already to a great start. We'll be right back for the second quarter right after this. Eagles lead 7-0.
Tough scene.
And we are back for the second quarter. CVC has the ball, and they're driving first down. Carry hands off to number 21, Logan Jacoby.
Just nothing there for CVC to start off this second quarter.
And a sub and offensive lineman out. Taking out the big number 77, Carson Oliver. He's 6'6", 300 pounds.
It's a big boy right there. It makes sense why they're trying to run the ball when you got a guy of that size on your team.
Yeah, plays offensive guard, but they're going to sub him out here. Jacoby remains in as the running back. Griswold, the quarterback, takes a snap. Looking, Urosek coming off the edge. He's going to take a shot, though. Throws it, and deep and incomplete.
Pass intended for number 3.
Intended for number 3, John Bauman.
Would have really had to thread the needle there in order to complete that. And at the high school level, you just don't see a lot of quarterbacks being able to make that throw. We saw it there once again with.
Yeah, it definitely takes a special talent to be able to make that play. Plus, you have Ben Urosek coming off the edge, about to sack you. It's definitely a tough scene for a quarterback.
Yeah, I got to guess, and he was a bit nervous seeing the 6'5", 220 frame coming right at him as he let that ball go.
Handoff to Jacoby. Jacoby slips and falls and then gets up. Parcher hits him and falls down. They throw the flag immediately.
That's a soft flag right there.
And it's a late hit against the Eagles, and that's huge. That's 3rd and 10. They lose yards, and then you just give them a first down.
It is kind of a soft flag, but you were just able to hold them. And then you have a stupid penalty like that for CVC to keep their drive going.
And if the Eagles want to win this game, they have to cut out the mistakes like that.
We saw the Eagles have a lot of penalties and mistakes last week, but they were able to find a way to win.
It's going to move the ball all the way up to the 26-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Cavaliers. Griswold takes a snap, looks right, throws in. That pass is cut by Bauman. Ronnie Simrall with the tackle. Gutierrez with the tackle.
Number 6.
The Eagles defense should have been off the field, but instead now CVC's in the red zone due to the late hit penalty. Those unnecessary penalties are very, very costly in what should be a close game like this one.
2nd and 3 coming up for the Cavaliers. Running back Davey Fagundes is back in the game, and they go right towards him, and he gets stuffed immediately.
So nothing there that time.
Yeah, Dylan Parcher with the pressure, and he's trying to make up for that stupid penalty he just had.
Yeah, that plays like those certainly will help that out there. Make Coach not as mad at you. Those,
I'm sure he'll still get an earful.
Oh yeah, those kind of late hit penalties aren't the coach's favorites, you could say.
3rd and 5. Griswold hands it off again. Fagundes gets nowhere. He gets brought down behind the line of scrimmage.
And that's the rush defense we've been accustomed to seeing here for the Eagles. So bring up 4th down.
No gain on the play, if not a little bit of a loss. It'll be 4th down.
CVC is going to probably have to go for it here, you'd imagine. Not really in just out of field goal range. And you can't really punt this one. So
yeah, it's kind of in that high school no man's zone land. Fourth and 6 from the 27. Takes the snap, throws it, and that goes incomplete. Intended for the running back Logan Jacoby.
Pass is incomplete.
Those are the ones where you need to get a completion. The guy's wide open. You just got to hit him in motion.
It'll be turnover.
Just threw it a little too out in front of him. And the Eagles, even with the late hit penalty, able to get off the field here with 8:46 left in the second quarter.
Turnover on downs by the Cavaliers, and it's a big win on that defense for the Eagles.
Yeah, that's in cases like those where you kind of have to go for it on 4th down. You'd like to have a good field goal kicker so you're able to just get the points and then maybe able to pin the Eagles a bit deeper in their own territory.
Eagles going to get the ball on their own 27-yard line. 3rd offensive possession for them.
So far, the offense has been looking pretty good outside of the fumble.
As they roll a sweep out to Jarecki, the tight end, gets about 3 on that play. It's going to bring up 2nd and median.
We've seen the Eagles go with that play a couple times just to get their playmaker Jarecki the ball.
Trying to give him the ball in open space.
Make the defense have to tackle him.
Hot night here in Visalia.
I feel like when the sun went down, it actually got hotter. Is that just me? Or is it because we were sitting in the air conditioning? I still haven't got used to it. As a big hole there for Stevenson.
Plows over a defender and gets up to the 45-yard line.
Great job there by Stevenson. We've seen him get a lot of big gains like that. He's doing a great job of just being able to just be faster, just run right past opposing defenses. Good job there.
Gets the first down all the way up to the 45-yard line, and wow, what a plow over for Stevenson.
Now both of us, I can say, are big fans of the big hit. Love a good trucking. That was a solid one right there. Wasn't great. Could have been a little better, but still pretty solid there by Stevenson.
Gamboni pressured, rolls out, and gets the positive yardage on there. Gets about 6. It's going to bring up 2nd and 4.
Yeah, good job there by Gamboni. Found a way to get yards in what should have looked like might have been a sack there.
Yeah, immediately pressured, finds a way to go outside, gets some positive yardage.
Yeah, good job. He was able to see the defender early, so he had time to get away. Good job there by Gamboni.
Eagles lead 7-0 with 7:25 to go here in the second quarter. Eagles looking for their second victory of the year. Gamboni takes snap, fakes the handoff, throws over to the right side, and he gets the first down.
Looked like that on the catch was Ronnie Simrel. He had a couple targets last week. Had a couple big catches. And another big catch there to keep the chains moving. And once again, the Eagles
First down for the Eagles.
are continually able to just keep the chains moving, keep the ball moving. So far, their offense has looked nice. It's really been self-inflicted errors that has killed the offense in this game and in the game against Garces.
Gamboni takes snap, fakes the handoff. They're going to take a shot. He has Simrel wide open. Touchdown, Eagles!
And what a flip from last week. Already 2 throwing and passing touchdowns here so far in just this first half.
Able to find Simrel wide open at the CVC 10-yard line. Simrel makes the easy catch, goes into the end zone. Wow, Eagles already off to a great start.
Yeah, Eagles doing a great job. They've mostly been keeping it on the ground, but the couple of times they've tried to air it out, been able to find just wide open receivers for the easy catch and the easy touchdown.
Gamboni already to an extraordinary night as Salinas puts it through. Eagles go up 14-0 with 6:40 to go here in the second quarter.
I have to say, I'm liking this first half a lot more than I did last week's. A bit more scoring, a bit more exciting.
Bakersfield Eagles 14.
The Eagles look much better on offense. It looks like more of their second half offense from last week.
Just like the JV game. Let's go.
Fantastic start. Defense is rolling. Offense is rolling. Things are looking good in this Milk Bowl matchup.
Yeah, CVC really going to need to put some points on the board here. So we're halfway through this second quarter, and they're already down 14-0. So far, they really have only had a couple big plays. And by big plays, they really have only got 15 yards on those big plays.
Let's go. Big play. All the way back.
Saw Simrel drop a couple passes last week. Already retains the easy pass from Gamboni and scores the touchdown.
That's a hard one to drop there. Just right where you want it, wide open. You don't have to worry about a guy trying to come from behind and tackle you. Easy catch and easy throw there by the Eagles.
Salinas' kick is short, fielded around the 20. Not a great time kicking this week compared to last week for Salinas. Good kickoff team for the Eagles, gets them around the 30-yard line.
The Eagles so far have had good kick coverage, but unlike last week, they're not getting the touchback, so they don't even have to go down there and have to make a tackle.
Yeah, it's good to see them with that kick coverage. Last year, they had awful kick coverage on special teams.
Yeah, they were all around pretty good with offense and defense, but it was special teams where other teams were able to get themselves back into games.
6:33 to go. Eagles 14-0 over their rivals, the Central Valley Christian Cavaliers. Griswold takes a snap, hands off to Fagundes, and Fagundes gets up to around the 35-yard line for a gain of about 6.
Looks like Fagundes was set to have a big gain there, had a lot of open field, but Jarecki able to come from the defensive line, stay with the play, and only keep it to 7 yards.
Yeah, Jarecki's really that all-around player that you want. No wonder so many D1 schools went after him.
Yeah, we saw it last year a lot of times where he would be so far behind the play, he would able, with his speed, just able to get himself right in it and make big tackles. As it looks like there's going to be a timeout from the Eagles. It's the second one of the half.
Yeah, 2 early timeouts so far in this Milk Bowl matchup.
These two timeouts so far have been to kind of calm the defense down after a sizable gain running-wise. Smart there by Coach Darren Carr to make sure no extra damage is done.
$14-0, Kyle, you happy?
I am happy. This is a lot more enjoyable to watch and broadcast this first half, than last week's. Already some scoring, not as many turnovers and penalties. So, yes, I'm enjoying this game a lot more than last week's.
Hot night here in Visalia. Currently 84, but it feels like 89.
For
8:22 at night, this is pretty hot.
Yes. No, but both teams are used to this kind of heat living in Bakersfield and Visalia. They don't really get to play in a lot of cool weather areas. You know, when some like Central Coast teams come over, they're dying with this heat, but with both of these teams, they're just used to it.
As Griswold finds John Bauman with the reception, gets a first down and more all the way up to the 47.
So far, the passing from the Cavaliers hasn't been great, but already a couple throws that were solid from Griswold. On that one to keep the chains moving.
First and 10 now for CVC. Motion the man, fake it. Griswold's going to keep it. He breaks it outside, gets the first down all the way up to the 41-yard line.
CVC seems to be a bit more comfortable now here in their offense, able to find the weak spots in the Eagles' defense, as they've had 2 consecutive first downs now.
Some more Bakersfield scores. Liberty's leading Ridgeview 21-0 in that matchup. A lot anticipated that being a close game, but Liberty already blowing the Wolfpack out of the game.
Yeah, the Eagles are going to have to face off against the Wolfpack later on in the season in a big SYL league game. But right now, they've got to deal with the Cavaliers of CVC.
As Griswold's taken down from behind, sacked at the 50.
Great pressure there by the Eagles. Looked like the ball might have even come out, but CVC able to recover it.
Also a sack on the play.
Great swarm there.
Penalty flag is down, though.
It's probably going to be a holding.
It's personal foul face mask against CVC. They're going to decline it because of the sack. It's going to bring second long.
Yeah, smart to decline that one. After the big sack. Eagles had a couple sacks last week, but they didn't have too many opportunities to, with Garces not really going back and trying to throw the ball.
Second and 19 for the Cavaliers. Griswold takes a snap, quick throw right, intercepted on the play. Cole Wattenberger with the interception. Wattenberger makes a move and all the way up to the 35-yard line. What an interception by Cole Wattenberger.
Just Wattenberger, but
just Wattenberger. Why? This is 2 weeks in a row.
2 weeks in a row, but it doesn't matter, as Wattenberger was just in the right place at the right time. I don't really know what Griswold saw there. There seemed to be Wattenberger and another Eagle all around that play. Just threw it right into the hands of Wattenberger.
I cannot believe I've done this 2 weeks in a row.
Don't worry about it, but Wattenberger we saw him last week have a big impact on offense with over 100 yards rushing, but this time on the defensive side of the ball, he gets an interception.
Either way, first down for the Eagles. Gamboni takes a snap.
Yeah, either way, it was a good play.
Taking a shot, has Tyler Carr, and it goes right through his hands. Second time they take a shot towards Tyler Carr, falls incomplete.
The Eagles, all the Eagles wide receivers have been able to get open on those long passes. Just a couple times overthrown a drop, but there's 2 times the Eagles were able to convert, and that's what has led to these 14 points here for the Eagles.
And another timeout for the Bakersfield Christian Eagles. Third timeout of the half.
That could be costly. Say Eagles get the ball back here with maybe less than 2 minutes here in this second quarter. They have no timeouts and might have to go the length of the field. Could be costly.
Interception by Jess Wadenberger sets the Eagles offense up. Once again, they lead 14-0 with 4:03 to go here in the second quarter.
I'm getting this. I can watch it.
Eagles take another early timeout. Kyle, what are your thoughts so far in this first half?
Thoughts so far is that the Eagles offense and defense both have looked stellar so far. Eagles offense really getting whatever they want, throwing and rushing the ball. And then defensively have already forced 1 turnover there with the interception. And overall, they've just been all over the place. Every time CVC's tried to run the ball, they've done a fairly good job of keeping them to minimal yardage.
2nd and 10 after the incompletion. Attended pass for Tyler Carr. Gamboni takes a snap, handoff to Stevenson. Stevenson cuts upfield and gets to about the 30-yard line. Gain of about 6 on the play. Brings up 3rd and short.
Stevenson, throughout this game and the previous game, have just been able to find positive yardage.
Looks like 3rd and 5.
They'll bring up a 3rd and 5 here. And with the way the Eagles have been playing so far, they could either go with a pass or a run, and they're most likely going to get it here.
Third down for the Eagles. Gamboni takes a snap, looks, throws an out route to Gutierrez. Gutierrez trying to bounce it, cuts back, breaks a tackle, cuts back again, gets the first down, and he gets all the way up to the 21-yard line.
Couple moves and jukes there by Gutierrez to get some more yards in the first down. Last week,
Number 32, David Limstrong.
he was primarily Gamboni's go-to guy. That's 7 catches for 77 yards. And last year he mostly was playing defensive back. This year playing a lot more receiver.
Yeah, Gutierrez already with the touchdown tonight. Simrall with the other one. Gamboni takes a snap, hands off to Stevenson. Stevenson trying to break it outside. Gets the edge, trying to go further, and gets inside the 10-yard line. Good for an Eagles first down.
Great job there by Stevenson to bounce it outside to get another first down. So far, Stevenson
Number 10, running him out of bounds.
doing a great job running the ball.
First down, however, for the Eagles. First and goal, ball marked at the 8-yard line.
It's going to be marked at the 7-yard line. First and goal for the Eagles. Gamboni takes snap, handoff to Stevenson. Stevenson gets hit in the backfield immediately, and he goes nowhere.
First time, really, that the Eagles haven't had anywhere to go rushing the ball. But with only 7 yards to go, the Cavaliers' defense tighten up a little bit there.
Looks like a loss of one. Ball's working to 9-yard line, second and goal.
Eagles lead 14-0 with 2:11 to go. And timeout by CVC
Their first time.
here in the second quarter.
Yeah, first time out there by CVC. You know, with them probably going to be able to get the ball back here with under 2 minutes. You would like to have all 3 timeouts.
Yeah, trying to save some time.
This time, looks like they're really going to try and maybe hold the Eagles to just 3. And with them down already 14-0, another touchdown to put the Eagles up 21-0 going into the second half. It's a hard deficit to overcome.
Yeah, they really could take anything they could get. Offense is clicking. Just the one turnover by Stevenson. Other than that, they've been unstoppable.
Yeah, they've up and down the field. They've went with minimal resistance by the Cavaliers.
Second and goal for the Eagles from the 9. They have Henderson Jr. deep to the right. Gamboni takes a snap. They're going to take a shot to Jarecki. Jarecki, touchdown, Eagles!
Had it there the entire time, pre-snap. The coaches could clearly see that Jarecki was going to be open. And he does a great job of creating enough space to get the 3rd touchdown of the game for the Eagles.
Yeah, huge mismatch there for Jarecki. Able to go up, high point the ball, gets it. And puts the Eagles up 20-0. Salinas on to attempt to make this 21-0. Kick is up. It is good. And the Eagles extend their lead 21-0 with 2:06 to go here in the second quarter.
This game's going a lot differently than last week. You know, last week it's mostly rushing the ball. This week, Eagles doing a good job of rushing the ball, able to get up the field that way. But already 3 passing touchdowns so far for the Eagles in just this first half.
Yeah, what a difference from last week. Gamboni, 3 interceptions last week, 3 touchdowns this week.
Really helps out that touchdown to interception ratio. Gets that QBR up right now. Looking good.
And he's vying for scholarships. He only has an offer from D3 Whittier, trying to get more attention to his name, trying to play college at the next level for free.
Number 80 back to see the kick, Kate Riesebach. From number 9, Julie Salinas. Everybody up for the kickoff.
Salinas to kick it off. Takes it from inside the 5. And Riesbos gets brought down around the 15-yard line. Not a great field possession for CVC.
Yeah, especially with only 1:57 left here and only 2 timeouts, and them not moving the ball too well so far. You know, this is a daunting task here, but you know you got to work on your 2-minute drill. So CVC should be prepared to this. Now let's see how the Eagles respond on defense.
Eagles lead 21-0 with 1:57 to go here in the first half of this Milk Bowl matchup against CVC. Trice Giswald, the quarterback, takes a snap, pressured immediately, and he's sacked.
Looked like Jarecki all over that one after catching the touchdown. Makes his name known once again on defense.
Yeah, and he plays everything. He plays on special teams, he plays on offense, and he plays on defense. Total monster on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, very impressive. that he's able to, right after catching a touchdown, come right in and get a sack on defense.
2nd and 16, and Griswold's going to fake it, read option, gets good yardage, gets all the yardage back from the sack and a little more.
So it's going to bring up around a 3rd and 10 here.
And with
never mind, or 3rd and 8. Same thing, not really.
And down by 21 points with the Eagles having no timeouts and the time being about 55 seconds, you got to think they're just going to run it one more time.
Yes. I feel like the sack really made them change up their game plan.
As I was wrong, there was a pass, but late penalty is out. Pass was incomplete, but looked like possibly some contact.
Yeah, we saw a lot of Eagles around. One CVC wide receiver just kind of fall down, but the referee is going to issue it pass interference. So what looked like CVC most likely just going to take it into the half turns into a first down.
First down now for the Cavaliers.
And a greater chance to cut this deficit.
So with 45 seconds, CVC down by 21. Pass interference penalty moves the ball up to the 31. Let's see if they're going to continue and try to get at least a field goal before the first half ends.
They're going to have to take some shots here, and so far they haven't been able to do that as the Eagles providing a lot of pressure.
Throws him down.
Griswold tried to get away, but there was just no escape with Jarecki on his tail.
Yeah, Jarecki just grabbed his arm and threw him down.
We saw him make a lot of those plays last season. It's hard for kids at this high school level to get away from a guy with that size and that much speed.
Griswold comes out.
It looks like CVC just going to take this one into the halftime with the Eagles up 21-0.
Wow, what a first half, Kyle. What are your thoughts?
My thought so far is that the Eagles, they've been known to be more of a second half team, but here in this first half, doing a great job so far on offense, finding the open receivers, making the plays, and then on defense, just all over the place, creating havoc, getting sacks. Just doing a great job all around.
Yeah, and you mentioned them being a second half team. If they're a second half team and they're up 21-0, what more can they do?
Guess they're going to have 42 points the second half if you just go off of that. But no, right now if they keep up the way they're playing, it's going to be hard for CVC to come back here.
So the Eagles lead 21-0 here at the end of the first half. We'll be right back for the second half of action in about 19 minutes or so right after this. You're watching BCHS take on the CVC Cavaliers in the Milk Bowl matchup of 2019. We'll see you guys after the half.
At the CVC Elementary Campus or Pavilion, starting at 7 a.m. Along with the breakfast, CVC volleyball team will be hosting a car wash in the parking lot behind the high school campus and stadium area. It's $10 suggested donation.
And we are back for the second half of football. Great football already. 21-0 Eagles lead. Kyle, what are your thoughts?
My thoughts, it's looking pretty good for the Eagles. You know, last week it was a lot more defense we saw from the Eagles. Defense just shutting everything down. But this week it's been more balanced. You know, the offense finally showing us a little something more here in this first half. Three throwing touchdowns so far for Gamboni. And it's looking much better all-around attack here for the Eagles.
Yeah, he's hit 2 deep shots, one to Gutierrez, and then the 41-yard pass to Ronnie Simmerall. Then he had that huge pass to Jurasek in the red zone. Already off to a better start than they had last week against Garces. Gamboni, 3 interceptions last week. Now 3 interceptions in the first half this week. Definitely improving all around.
Yeah, it should be. I'm really interested to see how the Eagles play coming out here in the second half because, you know, they're typically more of a second half team, and so far in the first half, they've looked great so far. So if they continue that trend, this could be a big blowout here.
Yeah, second half team, lots of halftime adjustments, and CVC has to make some of those themselves. What have they been doing to not be in this game, and they're down 21-0?
You know, they just really haven't been able to get anything going on offense. They've had a couple of big runs, but then after that, nothing else after that. And then on defense, it seems like they've really stood no chance so far. BCHS just getting whatever they've wanted, and so they're really just going to need to tighten it up all around in order to stay in this football game.
And we're about to get going for the second half of football coming up right here. CVC to kick off. They're wearing their navy blue uniforms with white helmet. Eagles in their black helmets, white shirts, and black pants. They will be moving from the right to the left of my screen. And here we go for the second half. Fielded by Foster. Foster's going to bring it outside. Foster has room. Cuts it upfield, breaks a tackle, and all the way up to the 43-yard line, it looks like. Wow, what a return by Donovan Foster.
Wouldn't really expect that from Donovan Foster. Mostly just plays linebacker. A great return there to set BCH up with some great field position.
Yeah, Foster looks like he's been able to carry a ball before, but we don't really see him with the ball that often.
No, mostly a defense type of guy, but if he's going to run like that, maybe you need to give him a shot there on offense.
His brother Jeremiah Foster was a BCHS legend 3 years ago. Was a wide receiver on that state championship run. Now is at Sac State playing football. 1st and 10 for the Eagles offense. The motion, Jurasek to the left side. Gamboni takes a snap, fakes the handoff, throws it to Tyler Carr. Tyler Carr catches it, gets a block, and goes up to the 35-yard line, but there is a flag.
So first, seen a couple targets to Tyler Carr. First one that he's caught so far for a good gain, but most likely going to come back here with the penalty flag. You know, last week we saw a lot of penalties take away some big plays for the Eagles. Only one so far in this game. Eagles doing a much better job playing cleaner.
Pass interference on the Eagles. And they're going to say that Jurasek blocked too early.
That's a screen challenge behind the line of scrimmage. He can block that guy.
And this one's getting backed up way back all the way to the 29-yard line. So from going from 35 on the other side of the field to 29 on the Eagles side of the field.
Yeah, you have a great return there by Donovan Foster, and it's now kind of all for naught. So they move way back for a long first down here.
1st and 25 for the Eagles. Gamboni takes a snap. They're going to throw a screen over to Gutierrez. Gutierrez turns upfield, trying to break a tackle, gets dragged down to about the 37-yard line. Great pickup, about 7 or 8 there.
Yeah, good pickup there, but the Eagles still still way far away from the first down line. They're going to need a couple big plays here in order to keep the chains moving. And so far, we haven't seen the Eagles punt once yet. You know, the first possession, they fumbled it, but on the next three touchdowns. So we haven't seen the punting team come out.
Yeah, trying to inch their way towards the first down. Second down and long for the Eagles. Gamboni, he's going to take a shot. Has Simrel. Simrel makes the catch, breaks the tackle, and he runs down the sideline. Touchdown, Eagles!
I was just talking about how the Eagles needed a big play to pick up the first down. Instead, they pick up another touchdown to make it 27-0 here. Simrel with a great catch over the Cavalier DB there.
Able to go up, get the ball, break the tackle, and run easily down the sideline for the touchdown. What a start to this second half for the Eagles.
What a difference from last week. You know, last week they weren't able to take any shots downfield like that. But this week, they've done it thrice now as...
Bad snap. He's going to throw it. And they made it! They made it! Wow, what a play!
You don't see that one too often.
Fumbles the snap. The long snapper runs back, throws it, and somehow the Eagles get it for the 2-point conversion.
Great throw there by David Stevenson to Ben Jurasic, just camping out in the end zone.
Wow! I am speechless.
I didn't know we could get so fired up about a 2-point conversion in a game where the Eagles are up by 4 scores.
From disaster to 2 points. Wow.
Should try that play more often.
Just how they drew it up.
Exactly.
Payton back receiving the kickoff from number 9, Julius Salinas. Everybody up for the kickoff.
Salinas to kick it off for the Eagles after crazy circumstances.
So far, the Eagles really can do no wrong, even when it looks like things aren't going their way, like that penalty, the pass interference penalty that moved them back 15 yards. They get the touchdown anyways, and then on that 2-point on that muff snap, they find a way to get 2 points out of it.
As CVC fields the kick, it was a bouncer, and then stepped out of the bounds immediately, and he's going to be backed up inside the 10.
That's a big mistake there by CVC. You know, you need all the yards you can get, because right now you're down 29-0 in the second half, and you haven't really been able to move the ball too well. You're really just grasping for any yards you can get at the moment.
It'll be first down 10, ball marked at about the 8-yard line.
Griswold, the quarterback, down 29-0 as he takes the snap, hands off up the middle, and he's brought down immediately. Foster's in there with the play.
Brought down by apparent kick returner Donovan Foster.
Eagles just improvising. Foster, not known for kicking or returning kicks, gets the return. David Stevenson, not known for throwing footballs, throws it to Ben Jurasic for the 2-point conversion.
2 on the play, makes it second down and 8.
Eagles lead 29-0, 9:55 to go here in the third quarter in this Milk Bowl matchup against CVC. Griswold, the quarterback, takes the snap. And a throw, and pass was intended for number 33, Davey Fagundes. Out in front of him too far. Goes incomplete, brings up 3rd and 8.
Yeah, it looked like Jurasic almost was able to deflect that pass, maybe even get an interception out of it. Read that very well. But kind of lucky for CVC that it was only just an incompletion.
Yeah, Jurasic pretty big frame for the Eagles. 6'5", just got it over his hands.
For Griswold, you were probably thinking, oh no, as soon as that ball left your hands, and you see Urasa go up for it.
3rd and 8. Throw is to the outside. They're going to say he caught it, and he's in bounds.
It's a great toe drag there to keep it in bounds.
It's CVC's leading wide receiver, John Bauman, with the catch. Wow.
He's primarily been the only one that Griswold has thrown to so far, and the only one that's really been reliable enough to get yards out of it. Makes a great catch there.
Gives CVC a new set of downs. 1st and 10 for them from the 27. Griswold takes a snap, hands it off up the middle, and Fagunda gets it close to the marker.
Fagunda's on the carry.
A couple of missed tackles there up front.
Number 26 on the stop.
Allowing for another Cavalier first down.
2 straight first downs on 2 straight plays for the Cavaliers, and they're finally getting something to go offensively.
Yeah, this is exactly what they needed after giving up that early second half touchdown.
Griswold takes a snap. Quick throw as incomplete. Gutierrez in there with the defense. Pass intended for number 3, John Bauman.
Great read there by Gutierrez to break that one up. Kind of stop the momentum that CVC had going for them.
I just been informed that the concession stand now has burritos. Burritos are on sale for $5, so make your way over, grab yourself a burrito.
Eagles lead 29-0, 8:55 to go here in the 3rd quarter. CVC takes a snap. Griswold, hand over to Jacoby. And Jacoby gets brought down behind the line of scrimmage. Dylan Parcher in there with the pressure.
52.
Carter Lynch was in there as well.
Loss of 2 on the play brings up 3rd down.
Now 3rd and long after the 2 quick first downs there by CVC. Definitely going to need to convert here.
Third and 12. They had 3rd and 5 earlier in this drive. Able to convert now. 4 more yards on this attempt. Griswold takes a snap. Quick throw over to the right side. Pass is caught and complete, but Stevenson easily throws him down.
Number 80,
Yeah, good tackle there by Stevenson to keep him away from the first down marker.
Stevenson.
Pass was completed to number 80, Caden Riesenboss, and now CVC is going to bring on the punting formation. Originally didn't put him out there, but had to make the decision, down 29-0 in the 3rd quarter, deciding to go with the safe bet and punt it.
Yeah, tough decision here because if they go for it and don't get it, BCHS has great field position. And with the way they've been moving the ball, they would just go right down and score and put it up 35-0. And at this point in the game, that would probably put it away, as that's a good punt.
Yeah, Rosenboss, who just had the catch with the punt inside the 20-yard line.
So, good idea there to punt.
Ball's down. It will be
as they kind of changed the field position there.
Ball will be marked at about the 18.
Yeah, Eagles lead 29-0. Already a great start. Long pass from Gamboni to Simmerl. 2 touchdown passes between the 2 already. Having a key change of events from last week's 3-interception game for Gamboni to this week's 4-touchdown game.
Yeah, we're finally starting to see more what we're accustomed to from the Eagles offense of really just airing it out, getting the ball to their big playmakers. That's exactly what they're doing here. It's been working out great so far.
Gamboni takes a snap, handoff to Stevenson, left side as he gets pushed out of bounds, just able to get a yard or 2 on the play. It's going to bring up 2nd and long.
Was hoping to bounce it outside there, but just Not much there.
Three on the stop, David Fagundes. Looks like a pickup of 2, brings up 2nd down and 8.
2nd and 8 coming up for the Eagles. Shutting out their opponent so far for the 2nd straight week.
Yeah, the Eagles defense has been doing a great job in these 2 games so far in this 2019 season.
Gamboni takes a snap, gonna look to take another shot. Has Tyler Carr, catches it. He's running free. Touchdown, Eagles!
Finally able to complete on that long ball to Tyler Carr. Tried it a couple times earlier in the game. Able to break away from the cornerback. And Tyler gets his first touchdown of his varsity career.
Yeah, beautiful pass over the shoulders. Carr able to just drops it in the basket. Wow. 5 touchdown passes thrown for Dominic Gamboni.
What a change from last week. It's exactly what you wanted to see, the exact adjustments that needed to be made.
Salinas for the extra point. Snap's good. Kick is up.
The extra point.
It's good.
I was really hoping they would try and muff the snap again, see if they could get 2 points out of it. But no, it'll make it 36-0 here. And the Eagles looking great so far. You know, last year CVC, actually the past 2 years, CVC has had the Eagles number. But a big change, big difference this year.
Beautiful pass. Great catch by Tyler Carr over the shoulders. Easy run into the end zone. The Eagles are just rolling.
Yeah, whatever they try and do on offense, it just works. They've been running the ball well, and now they've been able to pass the ball extremely well.
Number 10, Zach Payton back to receive the kick from number 9, Julius Salinas. Snap the kickoff.
Salinas to kick. Fagundes back deep for the Cavaliers.
CVC, with the way they've been unable to move the football on offense, probably need a big return here.
As they
And
hobble it.
not a good sign so far.
Tries to bounce it out. Trying to make a couple moves, and it's going to be back around the 10-yard line once again.
That's the exact opposite of what you wanted if you're CVC. Now you got to go 90 yards down the field.
Everything that could go wrong is going wrong for the Cavaliers.
Yeah, just able to find no momentum. There's been a couple times on offense where it's looked like they might have figured it out. They get a couple of first downs, and then it's immediately halted there by the Eagles defense. And it's going to be hard to go 90 yards down the field with the way BCHS has been playing defense.
36-0 Eagles lead. Run the fly. They fake it to the fly man, but right to the running back who gets nothing on the play. It's going to bring up 2nd and long. Things are working all around.
You know, you don't, if you're the Eagles, you definitely didn't want to drive up an hour and then play flat. A bit over an hour. They've done the exact opposite. Couldn't even tell that they've had to travel here.
As Jarecki didn't even get blocked as he comes off the edge. Quarterback went the other way. Griswold couldn't find anything. Slid down behind the line of scrimmage. It's going to bring up 3rd and even longer.
Yeah, smart of them to try and go away from Jarecki, but yet again, Eagles defense just all around. Extremely solid.
Now we're in 20-minute commute for these Eagles. Another Eagle commutes an hour and 20 minutes every day, and that's our Bible teacher, or my Bible teacher, Mr. Higgins. As Griswold takes snap, throws, finds an open wide receiver, and he gets close past the marker. Wow. Finds Ethan Hansen for a first down on 3rd and long.
Yeah, they needed to convert there. Good pass, find the open man.
Eagles lead 36-0. 5 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. Motion man, Griswold fakes it, now rolls out left. He's going to run it. Breaks a couple tackles and gets dragged down by Sean Warren. Gain of about 4. It's going to bring up 2nd down.
Looked like Griswold might have been able to get away and get another first down, but Sean Warren right there to make the tackle.
2nd down and 6 now for the Cavaliers.
2nd and 6 coming up.
Timeout Bakersfield, their first.
And timeout by BCHS already with 4:24 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Kyle, your thoughts on the 2nd half?
Second half, practically the same thing we saw in the first half. Just the Eagles offense airing the ball out, finding the open receivers, just doing a great job on offense. And then on defense, just all over the place, swarming, getting in there, disrupting the quarterback. Just doing a great job all around. Couldn't ask for much more out of this Eagles team.
Definitely have 2 touchdowns this half. One to Ronnie Simrell and the other one to Tyler Carr. 5 touchdown passes of the game for Dominic Gamboni. As CVC comes back after the timeout by BCHS. Griswold takes a snap, handoff to Jacoby, and Parcher's right there with the tackle.
And not a lot there. CVC able to get a couple of yards out of that by number 21, Jacoby.
Isaiah Rubio. Looks like maybe pick up a 1, brings up 3rd down and 5 now for the Cavaliers.
Looked like it was Isaiah Rubio there on the tackle for the Eagles.
Both Parcher and Rubio play in that inside nose tackle zone. As they try to throw the swing once again, and it's in front of the running back once more.
Yeah, we've seen them try and do that exact same play a couple times and fail to complete it, and those are gimmies. You got to complete those passes. There's really no excuse for that not to be a completion there. Especially with your back up against the wall, down 36, you need all you can get.
Fourth and 5, and CVC's going to punt.
We still haven't seen any 3rd down punts yet this game. We saw one last week. I've been looking forward to one.
And I don't think we're going to see a third down.
I don't think we're going to see it again this season. If I had a bet, I don't imagine us seeing one. But who knows? You never know. A lot of things can happen here.
Some other updates. Foothill and Arvin are tied 6-6. St. Joseph is leading Garces 17-0 in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, St. Joseph's played against CVC last week and won 35-7. And in a couple of weeks, they'll have to face off against this Eagles team.
Gamboni takes snap, handoff to Stevenson. Stevenson trying to go outside. And CVC had the edge, able to cut up field and turn into something. Gets about 5 on that carry.
Number 9.
Seen Stevenson a couple times try to bounce it outside to get those extra yards, and has done a good job of that so far. Always finding a way to get something positive out of the play.
2nd down and 4 now for the Eagles.
Arroyo Grande's beating Centennial 28-14 in the 4th quarter. Gamboni takes snap, fakes the handoff. They're going to take another shot. This one to Nathan Smith, and Smith comes down with the catch.
You know, there's a lot of receivers have caught.
No, that's Tyler, or yeah, no, Nathan Smith.
There's been a lot of receivers to catch the ball so far tonight for the Eagles, and Nathan Smith adding his name into the score or into the stat sheet with a big catch there. Gamboni able to stay in the pocket there as he got hit. Good job there by the Eagles to keep the chains moving once again.
Yeah, Smith with his first catch of the year, I believe. Coming off of that gruesome back injury he suffered against Oaks Christian last year on ESPN.
Yeah, it was a gruesome injury. The fact that he's able to be out here and playing and catching passes is pretty impressive.
As Stevenson goes up the middle for about 5. And Eagles offense is rolling once more.
Yeah, CVC on defense have no answer to what
Hayworth on the stop.
BCHS has been doing.
Gain about 5 on the play. It makes it 2nd down and 5.
Gamboni fakes the handoff. Gonna take another shot. This one to his brother Bowen. It's incomplete. Contact.
It looked like there was a lot of contact there. Surprised we don't see a flag on that one.
Eagles looking for the penalty, cannot get it.
Looked like it was a for sure pass interference. But instead, it's going to be a 3rd down for the Eagles. I feel like that was one of those calls where it's 36-0 coming in just a couple minutes out from the 4th quarter. Refs don't blow the whistle, don't throw the flag. And there will be a flag on the Eagle sideline. I'm guessing it's going to be
unsportsmanlike on the Eagles
about that no call pass interference.
Yeah, that unsportsmanlike. Another one of those penalties that don't need to happen.
But just with the way the Eagles have been moving the ball, most likely going to pick it up here. We haven't seen the punt team yet for the Eagles. A great job so far with 5 touchdowns. And we're not even in the 4th quarter.
But it's going to be 3rd and long. Spread out. Smith on the far side. Gamboni in the slot. Carr on the near side. Gamboni takes a snap. Pressure. Throws it to Stevenson. Stevenson with the catch gets dragged down to about the 47. And let's see if we get the first punt of the day for the Eagles, and it looks like we are going to get it.
Yeah, that would have been enough to get a 1st down had there not been the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty.
As star player Ben Urosek warming up to punt this ball away.
Hey, they got 12 guys out there. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Looked like someone on CVC, number 55, Grunigan, had a rush off the field. That CVC had 12 there.
And first punt, Urosek, high punt. It's going to be a little short. Bounces, takes a CVC bounce. Foster comes big on special teams again and downs it at the 20.
Looks like the ball will be marked about the 20-yard line.
It's odd not seeing the Eagles score on their possession. You think maybe without that unsportsmanlike penalty, you know, they maybe continue that scoring streak, make this game 42-43 nothing.
Yep, 36-0. They lead, 38 seconds to go here in the third quarter. All dominance, first punting of the night for the Eagles. As CVC hands it off, Jacoby trying to get something. He gets brought down hard by linebacker number 7, Donovan Foster.
Thought like he might have had something there, but Donovan Foster quick to pick it up. Looks like with the time winding down in the third quarter, CVC might just try and take it into the fourth quarter with them down 36 points.
They're lining up like they're going to run one last play. And they snap it. Handoff up the middle, and that's a big gain. Number 33.
Fagundes on the carry.
Fagundes with the carry.
But it looks like there's a flag, so that one might be coming back.
There's
it's the biggest gain of the night so far for the Cavaliers.
And that'll take us into the fourth quarter. We'll be right back for the fourth quarter of action after the break. Eagles lead 36-0.
And we're back.
And we're back, and already a timeout.
That's not where you want to be spending your timeout. As soon as the fourth quarter starts, you got to use your first timeout of the half. Not ideal.
Not ideal at all.
It's one of the first times that CVC has had the ball over the 50-yard line. Seen a great job done by the Eagles defense to contain this Cavalier offense.
Griswold takes a snap, pump fakes, gonna take a shot, and hits the helmet of Gutierrez, goes through his hands, and it falls incomplete.
Number 3, Bauman of Central Valley Christian, looked like he was open. But the ball just underthrown there by Griswold. Allowed Gutierrez to get there in time and break it up.
As huge play by Griswold from CVC.
Yeah, the QB keeper caught the Eagles off guard. They were expecting, a lot of them bid on the fake handoff, allowed for a first down. And the first time that Central Valley Christian has really been striking in this game. And now is as good a time as any, down 36 in the fourth quarter.
In the red zone for the first time. Griswold takes a snap, hands off, and he gets brought down immediately.
Mason Hayworth on the carry.
Number 7, Mason Hayworth with the carry.
And on that tackle, it looks like an Eagle is down.
2 Eagles are down.
Or 2 Eagles.
Hate to see injuries here.
You know, most likely might be just a cramp with them playing in this heat for 4 quarters on both sides of the ball. Kind of come to expect to see some cramps. Get some mustard, some pickle juice. Should be all right.
First Eagle, Noah Doss is up. Like you said, suggesting a cramp. The second Eagle's still down. Still attending to him.
This one might not be cramp, could be something more serious. We'll have to wait and see.
So with this injury, we'll take a break. We'll be right back after the injury. And we are back for the fourth quarter. Injury timeout has slowed things down here in the fourth quarter.
2nd and 9 now for the Cavaliers.
2nd and 9 for the Cavaliers.
Eagles look to load the box here with 2 of their linebackers out from that previous play.
Low snap. Griswold rolls left. He has room. Cuts it back to the center of field. Keeps on running. And he runs into the end zone for a touchdown. Wow. But there is a flag all the way back to the 29. And this is a holding coming back.
I wouldn't get too excited if you're a Cavalier fan. Looked like pretty clear holding there, which allowed for Griswold to start that big run. That's a big killer right there.
Yeah, it goes all the way from being a touchdown, and they're still moving the ball back all the way to the 37-yard line.
Yeah, that's a big killer. You finally are finding some momentum if you're CVC, and you actually get into the end zone, but it's all for naught as they got to come back. They've got a long way to go on this second down.
36-0, fourth quarter. CVC just trying to score some points and not get shut out. Griswold, handoff up the middle. Haworth, nothing there.
Yeah, when you're second and very long, you're going to need something more than a 2-yard run.
Third and long.
Third down and long.
Third and 30.
Prime position here on third down, third and 30.
Griswold rolls out right. Lynch chasing, throws, incomplete. Flag is down, but
Yeah, nothing would have resulted out of that one again.
Cavaliers.
Holding, and the Cavaliers have been holding Ben Jurasic all night because they know if they don't, he's just going to get right in there, right to the quarterback. And the Eagles are going to take the penalty to move CVC even further back.
it's going to be third and 40.
Yeah, and just to think that CVC was in their own red zone only a couple plays ago. 2 big holding penalties push them all the way back to the 50-yard line.
Insane. If CVC converts this, I will commend them. So
Just a commendation from Knight to convert on third and 41.
doesn't take from the fact that they're down 36-0. Just if they're able to do this, I will be impressed.
I would be surprised as well. They're just going to keep it simple, run the ball.
Jacoby up the middle.
And now they're going to have to be forced to punt once again here with the time winding down. 7 minutes left here in this fourth quarter. They finally started to get something going on offense. Came right all the way back.
Riza Boss back to punt. Line drive punt. Bounces. Takes a CVC bounce all the way to the 10-yard line. And that's going to be where the Eagles come.
Well, there's a flag around midfield.
There's personal foul. Or no, holding against.
Foul against Cavaliers.
That's what I thought. Personal foul against CVC.
With the Eagles having over a 35-point lead, got a running clock here in this fourth quarter.
Wrap things up quickly here with 6 minutes to go.
Yeah, Eagles throughout the game have done a great job all the way around. Much better performance than their week 1 game against Garces.
And they have the backup quarterback in. Huggins hands it off. Wattenbarger gets up close to the marker.
We haven't seen Wattenbarger as much in this game than we did last week, as the Eagles have been passing the ball more. So they've found more success doing that.
2nd and 1 now for the Eagles.
Huggins is a junior at BCHS, was the JV quarterback the last couple of years, and now has some
time to play here as this game's going. Throws it over to Henderson. Henderson, normally known for dunking the basketball, now catches the ball and gets a first down.
Yeah, it's still weird seeing Henderson out there playing football and not basketball as he gets his first catch here. No, he's been playing a lot of free safety for the Eagles on defense, doing a great job there. First time we've really seen him at wide receiver.
Yeah, first action, they throw to him at wide receiver. He's lined up a couple of times. But they have the backups in. Why not? Huggins, handoff to Wattenberger. Wattenberger plows over a defender. And gets about gain of 3 on the play.
So we're going to take a week off. We're going to regroup. And then we're going to play at September for 2 weeks.
Eagles have a bye week next week. And then 2 weeks from today, they play St. Joseph's, who beat CVC 35-7. Should be an even matchup. As that snap is over, Huggins' head picks it up, fumbles it again. The Eagles trying to fall on it. Wattenberger finally does, all the way back at the 18.
Yeah, disaster of a play there. It's really the first time that something's gone wrong in the Eagles' offense.
Looks like it was recovered by the Eagles.
But luckily, when you're up 36-0 with 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter, you know that doesn't really kill you there.
No, not at all.
Good job, Dave.
3 minutes to go. Eagles lead 36-0. Pretty much wrap this one up in this Milk Bowl matchup.
That's a lot different than in the previous years between these two teams, as there's a timeout.
Timeout Cavaliers there.
CVC.
Odd timeout, you know. Most teams just pack it in for the night when the score's 36-0.
Hoping to get something. Maybe even a field goal of some points.
Yeah, just try and salvage this game, make it not look as bad.
But after the timeout, it's pretty much sold as the Eagles. Gamboni, complete turnaround, 5 touchdown passes today.
Yeah, great job by Gamboni. No, didn't have the greatest game in week 1. Came out here tonight with 5 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Just a great performance. But yeah, if the Eagles continue to play like this throughout the remainder of the year, they look like they're in a pretty decent spot here in D3. Both of these teams are actually in D3 for playoffs, so they might meet up once again.
Yeah, first year CVC coming and replacing San Joaquin Memorial, who had moved up to D2.
Yeah, San Joaquin Memorial had been the powerhouse in D3, winning the past 2 Valley Championships. And CVC takes their spot as after they won the D4 Valley Championship game, made it all the way to the state title game before ultimately falling. But looks like a different team than that state-run team. You know, a lot of that's due to the injury to Jalen Renning, who was their leading rusher last year. He had a big impact, and the reason hasn't been playing is due to injury. No, CVC's lost a couple of seniors who were key pieces on that team, and they're going to need to find something in these upcoming weeks to get themselves a win. But on the other side, the Eagles doing everything right so far.
Jurassic's punt bounces and rolls all the way to the 43-yard line, but there is a flag on the play.
Luckily, it doesn't look like we're going to get a stoppage in time because of the running clock, so it doesn't really matter.
A great punt by Jurassic. Credits his kicking ability to playing goalie as a soccer player as a youth.
I, too, was also a goalie in my soccer days.
Hey, me 3.
It's the best, personally my favorite position to play in soccer.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I could just take out the attacker. Got to get my soccer terminology correct here. I haven't played in a minute. Most soccer I've done is play FIFA every Thanksgiving, and that's about the extent I've dealt with soccer since like 5th grade.
Good job, Kyle.
Thank you.
45 seconds to go here in this. Low snap, Griswold trying to take it outside. Lynch chasing, then turns it upfield, makes a move, and he gets dragged down the sideline.
It looked like should have been tackled at about the line of scrimmage. Instead, he's able to turn it into a big gain here at the end of the game. CVC gonna try and go hurry up here to get some points on the board with less than 20 seconds left.
15-second left.
This might be all or nothing.
It's all about the stats, Knight. It's all about the stats.
Trying not to get shut out. Takes the snap. Pressure Cummings throws and is caught, but a swing pass isn't going to do it. So that'll do it for this one. Eagles win a big one, 36-0 in this year's 2019 Milk Bowl. They finally win the Milk Bowl after losing the last 2 years in a row. Very impressive showing for the Eagles. Completely different than what we saw against Garces.
Yeah, dominating performance here by the Eagles in both halves. Just a great all-around effort. Offensively, 5 passing touchdowns. Found the big plays. Then they were also able to rush the ball well to get some yards. And then on defense, once again, another shutout performance. And the Eagles are looking pretty good going into the bye week.
Yeah, they are looking pretty good. Who is your key impact player of the game?
I feel like you got to go with the quarterback, Dominic Gamboni. Great bounce-back week, throwing for 5 touchdowns. Great week there great night here by Gamboni.
Yeah, and he did have a great week and a great game here today, but can't do it without the coach, Darren Carr, picking those plays this week. Great job, David Carr, the offensive coordinator, really putting in a great game plan for this week compared to last week against Garces. Defense still hanging strong, haven't allowed a point in the first 2 games of the season. We'll be back 2 weeks from today when the Eagles take on at St. Joseph's in Santa Maria. I'm Nate Jarecki.
I'm Kyle Gwynn.
And we'll see you guys next time.